All right, everybody. First of all, got to get all the crazies here at this meeting to sit down first. Yeah. It's usually Barb's the last one to sit down and stop talking. Yeah.
Sorry.
Absolutely.
Gotta get my longevity coffee warmed up here.
I got you. Well, my name's Dave Pitcock, and I want to welcome everybody that's obviously here. And a few weeks ago, we started doing this Ustream live, and literally in the last 2 weeks, looking at the statistics, we showed close to 1,000 people the program. 1,000 different viewers were tuned in. And in the past 2 weeks, people going back in and viewing and looking at the video was close to 3,000 different people. So it's nice to do presentations and meetings like this, but in today's day and age, people are busy. They're going 100 miles an hour. It's nice to be able to tune in and use this. So just a reminder, after tonight's over, this is also available on YouTube. So you can use this, check it out on YouTube. And I got to give a special shout out to Brandon Crane tonight. I know he's tuned in. He's got guests at his house. But he said that I am in his house on a 65-inch television, and the television is 4 feet off the ground. So everybody always makes fun of me because I'm so short, and that's usually the first thing they do when they meet me. He's like, "Hey, Dave Pitt, boy, I thought you'd be taller." And so I'm actually, Brandon said I am 6.5 feet tall tonight in his house, so I'm excited about that. And I'm actually headed to Florida next week, Wednesday and Thursday night. We'll be in Venice and Sarasota, Florida, so got some good stuff going on. But guys, my job tonight is just to give you guys and everybody here a brief thumbnail sketch of Longevity 90 for Life. And you know what? If you're in the business and you've been in a while, fantastic. My goal is to re-sponsor you tonight. And if you're looking at it for the first time, my goal is that hopefully I can rattle around something in your brain and you'll ask some questions. And that's about the best I can ask. If you're anything like Barb and me, you probably won't sleep. And I'll share a little bit of that story because I had no clue what network marketing was, how it worked, or anything. And I got involved, and here I am today. So I'm going to try to wrap that up in about 30 or 35 minutes. I grew up in a really small town, which is where I'm standing right now, in the middle of Russell, Kansas. If you look it up on a map, some maps have it, some don't. It's pretty small. But that's where Barb and I both grew up. And I was 23, 24 years old when my best friend came by and dropped a videotape off. We were in the furniture business together. We hauled oak furniture together to about a 5-state area. And he stopped by my shop, and Barb and I were at that time we had one kid, and another one might have been crawling around on the floor, and one might have been on the way. Barb had a lot of kids really fast. It was a team deal. It was a team deal. And but Bert Leach, he was my very best friend, and he stopped by one day and he said, "Dave, you guys just work your tails off." He said, you know, Barb's got her hair salon, you're refinishing antique furniture, you're hauling oak furniture, you opened up a coffee bar here in Russell, Kansas 20 years ago. It didn't work. But we were doing a lot of stuff. And he gave me a videotape, and he said, "You need to check this out. It's network marketing." And I took the tape, I mentioned it to Barb. I said, "Barb, he's shown this deal. It's called network marketing or something." And Barb's attitude was, "Well, I'm sure it costs money. We don't have it. I've been in them before. They don't work. Tell him no." And that was kind of it. So I didn't even tell him no. I just took the tape and threw it in the back of my pickup. And that's where it sat for about 3 months. And about 3 months later, he came by we were meeting actually in Kansas City. And we were unloading our furniture trailers. And he said, "That thing I was telling you about, that video, did you have a chance to watch it?" And like most friends, I lied and said, "Yeah, I watched it. It's good." You know? And he said, "You didn't watch it, did you?" I go, "No." And he said, "Well, no problem." He goes, "There's a meeting here tonight. I'm going to take you to it." And I'm like, "Man, you tricked me into this." So I kind of got tricked into this deal. My best friend drugged me to a meeting. I went to it. And you know, I honestly couldn't tell you how the program worked after leaving that meeting, but I felt different. And something happened to me. I had a little bit of hope. I was shown something that, you know, made a little more sense than what I was doing. So hopefully tonight I can do the same thing, you know, for you guys and you guys here. You know, my #1 goal at doing meetings is always to re-sponsor the people in the business, because I'm in, and when I do a meeting, I'm more fired up after I do it than when I got here. So I know if it re-sponsors me, hopefully it'll re-sponsor everybody else. And if you're brand new, take some mental notes. And I know many people are having home meetings tonight, and you're tuning in, and maybe you just watched the video. But I'm going to share just a couple things, just a real brief thumbnail sketch, and hit some of the high points. And hopefully we can, you know, we can help you make some decisions. But very first meeting I ever went to, I'm sitting in the very back of the room with my friend. I didn't hear a lot of the meeting because my buddy talked to the whole meeting. Bert was very excited, and the guy get ready to say something, and he'd nudge me, and he'd go, "Oh God, listen to this part." And then he'd start to tell me what the guy was trying to tell me. So I didn't get a lot of the meeting, but I knew my friend was really excited. And I think that's why I actually got in. Bert was like, "Yeah, you got to get in. We're going to get rich and make a ton of money." I'm like, okay. You know what? That was his presentation until I called Barb. That's a different story. So the very first meeting I went to, guys, guy drew a circle on the board. And I always try to remember back why I got in this. Because I wanted to kind of do the same thing for other people. I know people are looking. People are broke. People want to make extra money. And people want to be healthier. I know that. Nobody in the world doesn't want those things. So when they say no to this business or I'm not sure, it's just because they're busy. They're busy in their everyday life. They got a million things going on. And sometimes we have to shock them into the business. And looking back 20 years ago, this is the only thing I remember from the meeting I went to. And it really stuck with me. And the guy said, if you woke up tomorrow morning and you hit the lottery, or you say you had an extra 5,000 cash that comes in every month, or you win the bajillion dollar, Kansas lottery or wherever you're from, what would you do with it? I mean, how would your life change overnight if you truly finances didn't mean anything anymore? Just curious. And you guys here, what would you do if money was no object? I guess is a good way to put it.
Build on.
You'd open a taxidermy shop. I know exactly what you would. Because we were just over there. I can hear it clanking up there, man. What'd you say?
I build
Build
a big, huge house on the Lake of the Ozarks.
Build a huge, giant house on the Lake of the Ozarks. What
With
else?
a dock. And a
Oh,
boat.
we're not done. With a
And
dog
fishing
and a
boat,
boat.
jet skis, and a lift, and a water slide.
Okay, and a
And
water slide. A
grandkids.
water slide? And grandkids. Okay, Barb wants to buy a bunch of grandkids. All right. Okay, what else? What else?
I'd take us all somewhere. I'm not sure. Once I was going to the Mall of America. Last week I was going to Alaska.
That's right.
Let's see, where will I go?
A cruise would be nice. I would like a
Cruise would be
Take me on a
wonderful.
cruise.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
cruises are nice.
Free
Vacation.
cruise in January.
Travel.
Hey, I go back to Disney World if everybody would go.
With
Disney.
grandkids.
With great grandkids.
Okay, well,
I'll spend on the great grandkids.
outnumbered. What else?
Hunting trip.
What's that?
Hunting trip.
Oh.
Hunting trip. Absolutely. Yep. Hunting
I
trip.
wanna
What
go
else?
on that.
I'd send Tom on a hunting trip.
Lanny would send Tom on a hunting trip. Oh, freedom. Awesome.
No.
Yeah. What else would I know for Barb and I? Time was a big deal. I remember that from cooler back then. I had no time. We worked. I was on the road all the time. I actually worked a construction job, and I was gone Monday through Friday. I dug ditches, and that's what I did when I met Barb. And I was gone Monday through Friday, and she said, we're not going to do that anymore because I had a new baby. And she goes, we're going to start our own businesses. And I think it was worse owning our own businesses because at least at my job when I came home, I was done. And with my own businesses, I was never done. It's like I always felt guilty if I did anything because I was trying to do more. Time was a big
Oh,
deal.
time shares.
Oh, yeah.
Time
Time
shares
shares.
in all states.
That would be nice.
Oh, retirement.
Oh,
When you
retire.
quit your job.
Retire, quit your job.
Charity.
Debt, probably.
Yes.
I'm sure nobody's in debt, but we might as well throw it on the board, right? Charities. What
I
else?
move a maiden, not once.
Move a maid in. Barb doesn't just want a maid, she wants to move her in. We should discuss this and grandkids. I'm learning a lot of stuff tonight about my wife. Here's what the guy said, which made a lot of sense to me. And I was 24, 25 years old when I first looked at this. And I was going through a bankruptcy. I'd had cars repossessed. I owed the bank $250,000. If I made $14,000 in a month at my jobs, I needed $15,000 to pay the bills. And it was that way every single month. And what the guy said is, when he was talking about how people live their lives, he said, these are all the things that we want. And he said, this is usually how much money we make. And he said, people spend their whole lives shrinking the things that they want down to fit their income, instead of increasing their income to fit the things they want. Does that make sense? And people say, well, that's easier said than done. If you woke up tomorrow morning and that hunting trip was coming up, or transmission falls out of the car, or the AC goes out, it's only like 195 in Kansas right now, and you need an extra $700 or $800 or $900 and you don't have it, how do you get it? You gotta have it in 4 or 5 days. What do you do to get it? How do you get the money?
4 more windshields.
Credit
4 more windshields. Yep. Work more. What else?
Yeah.
Credit card.
Credit card. What else?
My son just had to do that with the fuel pump,
Yep,
$850 later.
yep. Yep, it's those nice little shockers in life that we all get. Yeah.
Like
What
the
else?
air conditioner.
What else? Yeah, air conditioner. What? I mean, but if you had to make the money, what do? Borrow the money?
Sell something.
Sell something?
Garage sale.
Garage sale it? Like you said?
Steal it.
Work harder? Yeah. Out here in western Kansas, somebody always says steal it. Don't get offended, but that's how we are out here.
Work more hours.
Work more hours? Yep.
Credit card.
Yep. Credit card. Yep. Here's what's crazy, and I've done this for 20 years, and you guys, I mean, you guys think about this yourselves too that are all tuned in. It's the only way we know how to make money. How else do you do it? People think of other ways to make money, and here's the only thing we know. I'll work more. I'll work more hours. I'll get another job. And usually those aren't the top things. Guys, the top things are I'll borrow it. I'll put it on a credit card. Those are the top that I'll sell something. Guys, that's and I think one of the biggest thing I think I've learned in this industry is that's how we're wired. People are wired to work their fingers to the bone till the day they die. We don't know any better. And when somebody does come along with an opportunity like this, it's easy to say, if it was that easy, everybody'd do it. It's like, no, that's why everybody doesn't do it, because you don't know about it. You don't know how it works. And one of the neatest things, and I am as excited about this part as I am about the product line, and I am about the whole business opportunity. Because when you get this, the business makes sense. But network marketing, guys, to me, a lot of people say, oh, it's one of them pyramid things. It's one of them scams. Yeah, it's one of them things. Like, well, then you've never been in one that worked. You've never been in one that was a viable business. You were probably in one, which is sad because there's a lot of people that run those statistics. But when you look at other ways to make money, you can't find a newspaper or a magazine or anything and show me a part-time job, a business, a stay-home something that works like this. It doesn't exist. And that's why so many people get excited about it. But there's always that little thing in the back of your head of, yeah, but if it was that good, you know, everybody do it. I heard my uncle's aunt's brother's cousin's sister once got in one and her shoes got stolen at a meeting. There's some stupid excuse why it won't work for you, right? So for me, network marketing, which I cannot spell, leverage. After 20 years, I learned how to spell at least the main words, right? If you work 40 hours, how many hours they pay you? 40 hours. Bunch of math whizzes. If you want to make more money, what do you have to do? Work more hours. It's real simple, guys. But network marketing says, and we talk about it being a part-time business so much, and it is. It's a part-time business. You can't work this full-time. What if we could show you how to work 3 to 5 hours a week, not a day, a week, and make like you were working an extra 25 hours a week? That's not bad. It's very part-time. Or what if you could work 3 to 5 hours a week and get paid like you work 89 hours for the week? Not bad, better. Or what if you could work 3 to 5 hours a week and get paid like you work 275 hours for the week? Yeah, it'd be awesome. And people in the business say, oh, that'd be great. And people not in the business say, that's stupid. There's not that many hours in the week, right? That's the bottleneck, guys. We have this job mentality. The only way we know how to make money is to work hours and hours and hours and hours. I ain't saying that's wrong or bad. I'm just saying there are other ways to make money. You know, rich and wealthy people know that. And unfortunately, most things, they don't tell anybody. They keep them secrets. And for me, network marketing kind of levels the playing field. It lets the average guy make extraordinary kind of money. But there's a lot of things that have to fall into place because this industry's been around for 50, 60 plus years. There's old companies. You've all heard of old companies that have been around. And there's brand new companies that just start up. And a lot of the older companies, great companies, most of them have great products. But as far as the excitement, the timing, that redefining themselves, there's not a lot of excitement there. People are in it because they got great products and they use the products, that's it, which is okay. And when it comes to new companies, statistically right now, 90% of new companies will go out of business in 2 years. 9 out of 10 network marketing companies that start right now will be out of business in 2 years from now. And if you were a part of one of them, guess how you feel? It didn't work. I was in it. I went away. Didn't work. And unfortunately, that's a sad side. I mean, that's the way it is in any industry. I mean, your job's not secure. Nothing is secure nowadays. But one of the things that I want to share with you guys tonight is what we really have in our hands. Number one, to be able to leverage your time to work 3 or 4 or 5 hours a week consistently. When we have a system, we show you how to do it. There's tons of ways to show this program to people. The products are ridiculous. I'll talk about them for a couple seconds. But the neat thing about this company is longevity's been around 17 or 18 years. We've been around a long time. And we're a publicly held company. I mean, our books are open. We're a very open company. The last 8 months straight, they've broke records every single month for the last 8 or 9 months. And this is really what I want to get you guys to get tonight. I can show you how to make money in less than 5 minutes. And I can wrap up what all the products are and what that concept is in about 5 minutes. But this is the part that I really want you to get. Publicly held company. Right now we have over 1,000 products in the health and wellness arena and every other product you can imagine. I'll talk about that in a second. But we have a 16-year-old company doing $16 million a year in sales. 16 million. 16 million. It took them 16 years to do this. And it's because of Doc Wallach and his message and this and that. Hundreds of thousands of customers. Everybody loved the products, and that was good. 16 years to do 16 million in sales. Guys, in the last year and a half to 2 years, the company's gone to an 18-year-old company, but now they are a $120 million company. The company's gone from 16 million to 120 million practically overnight. We're one of them older companies that just redefined itself. We're one of those older, very solid companies that has an amazing foundation and ain't going nowhere. And once people understand that, it's like, when you get that, it's like, now I want to know how this business works. Because when you understand the business model and how it works, it's easy. I had a guy tell me once that everybody does network marketing every day. It's just most people don't get paid for it. Because all this business is people promoting and recommending things they like and use, period. We all do that every day. If you go out and eat at a good restaurant, or you buy a car somewhere, or you get your hair done somewhere, you brag about that. You tell people about that. That's network marketing. It's just those places usually don't give you a kickback. And in network marketing, the reason it was created is it cuts out all of the advertising. Companies don't have to spend millions and millions of dollars on advertising. We're the advertisers. And we're the best. We're word of mouth because we use it, and it's a real testimony. If people don't really use the products, you're just sound like a salesperson, some carnival barker. But when people get involved in this program, after 1 day of taking the products, the testimonies start rolling in like crazy. But you don't know that unless you use it. So there has to be something within this that makes you, I mean, number one, makes you believe in the program and what Longevity is about, but there has to be a trigger, something that makes this work. And that's really what I want to talk to you guys tonight about. But for me, this is the most exciting part. I got network marketing 20 years ago, and I was a part of a company that was a 12-year-old company, and they did $10 million a year in sales. Small company. And in the next like 12 to 14 months, that company went from 10 million to 100 million. Barb and I experienced that momentum. It was ridiculous. Everybody started to hear about it. And guys, you can walk out on your street now, I don't care where, and talk to 20 people about this. Nobody's heard of Longevity, 90 for Life, or Doc Wallach. Sometimes people have heard of Doc Wallach because of his message, but that's what we have in our hands right now. Timing right now, it's ridiculous. And if you've ever been involved in a network marketing program or home-based business, and you know people who are incredibly successful, most of them will all say, I was at the right place at the right time. And that's why we're doing so many Ustreams and why we're doing so many things to reach as many people as we can now, because timing is of the essence. I mean, the company, their goal is to be one of the next billion-dollar companies. And they're at 120 million. They've grown 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 times. The last 8 months, they've broke their own records for the last 8 months straight. 18-year-old company doing this. Guys, that doesn't happen in the industry. There's not another company in this industry doing that right now. And that's what's so exciting about us. That, and I'm biased because I'm in it, obviously. But with Longevity being around as long as it has, and having the base they have, when they really got going, it was because of Dr. Joel Wallach. And a lot of people, when I say, a lot of people don't know, Doc's name, but when you talk about dead doctors don't lie. I remember when we first got in network marketing, our mailbox would be full of these little white cassette tapes, and they were on trace minerals. And the title of it was Dead Doctors Don't Lie. And it was one of the first times that trace minerals had come out, and they said, hey, it's not the food you eat that's making you sick, it's that you're not getting the right minerals and stuff. And people kind of went crazy about trace minerals for a while. Well, a lot of that was Dr. Wallach. And when Barb and I got involved in this program, we had a chance to sit with Doc, and he said, I was in my mid-20s. I went to school to be a vet, and I went when I got out of vet school. I had an opportunity. So this company gave us a grant, $20-some million grant, and he goes, I got to fly around in Africa with Marlon Perkins on the show Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. Doc was the guy like shooting rhinos and stuff that were sick, not killing them, like darting them and stuff. I'm gonna make that clear. Yeah, we just lost half the people watching the deal. They're killing animals. No. They were saving animals. But no, they flew around in a helicopter, and that was the show. It was their experiences of helping, helping animals in the wild. And here's what's crazy, guys. People say all the time, what kind of products do you have? And I don't know if I'll like them, and I don't this. That's just you making excuses. My question is, do you want to feel better and be more healthy? No. Then turn the deal off. Don't watch it. But everybody wants that. So you have to get that excuse thing out of your head. Doc Wallach is in our Smithsonian Institute right now for curing over 900 diseases in animals. 900 different diseases in animals have been cured because of Doc Wallach and his research. It's documented, it's in a book, and it's a national treasure of ours in the United States. It's in our Smithsonian. That's the guy that started the company. And he started the company because as a vet and doing this with animals, he said, why don't we do the same thing in people? You buy a bag of dog food or cat food and it shows you on there how much protein, how much calcium, how much nitrogen, all the stuff. Buy a box of cereal, how many calories, how much sugar, how much cholesterol. You don't get the same stuff, you get crap. And we wonder why we feel the way we do. And as well, it's okay, they obviously wouldn't sell it to us if it was bad for us, right? No, wrong. We got to stop living, with that. As the United States right now, we overall and health-wise, if you added all the countries up, we're number 71 on the chart in overall health. We're the #1 obese nation on this planet. We have an epidemic of diabetes happening right now. Diabetes was something people used to get when they're 50 or 60 because they eat too much sugar or something, or their body couldn't do something with it. Kids that are 6, 7, and 8 years old now are diagnosed as diabetic. So things are changing. There's new diseases that start up every day that they're either real or they just make up because they want to sell more stuff. And that was what made Doc so angry. And he was actually doing a presentation one time, and somebody accidentally recorded him. And he said, I was mad. And he said he was talking about doctors and why the average doctor dies at 52, but we listen to him as far as our health. And somebody accidentally recorded him, and that became Dead Doctors Don't Lie about 20 years ago. And he sold more copies of that than Michael Jackson's Thriller album. So I tell people that because it makes people maybe think I knew a little bit about Michael Jackson or something. I didn't, but it's a fun little tidbit. It's a fun statistic, right? But Michael Jackson's Thriller, yeah, Doc Wallach sold more than him. So I don't know, maybe not. If there's one thing everybody gets after my meetings, is that if that dude can do it, anybody can do it. So, none of my meetings are the same, and I really don't care. How many of you guys watch, that's what Doc was so mad about, and he said, why don't we do it in people? Here's what they did. Guys, they cured the 900 diseases with trace minerals, with minerals. Said the animals are deficient in these minerals, they gave them the right minerals and fixed them. 900 diseases. They said, let's do the same thing in people. The medical community shunned Doc Wallach, said, forget about it. Literally drove him out of the country. And he got his medical license, he became a doctor, he said maybe if I'm one of their peers they'll listen, they didn't, and he said fine, I'll create my own army. And I'm going to start a company, and it's called Longevity, and here's what we're going to do. And guys, that's the kind of products that we have. How many of you guys watch TV late at night and you see the commercials? I know Barb doesn't, she's perfect, of course. But for all of us other than Barb, when we watch television, and you see the commercials for drug advertisements, right? There used to be just a few. Now they're like every single commercial. What do they, you know, and they're for all kinds of different things. Depression is a good one. There's lots of drugs out there for depression because we all think we're depressed at some point. Oh, we got a drug for you. You know what the #1 side effect is of the top 2 depression drugs being advertised right now?
Suicide.
Thoughts of suicide. Yeah, ooh, that works. Yeah, that'll keep you coming back, won't it? Yeah, or you're sitting around watching television and your arm or your leg starts moving. And you're watching TV and the guy on the television says, hey, are you watching television? You're like, yeah, I am. Is your arm moving? Yeah, it is. You have the ASS arm shaky syndrome.
Yes.
That's probably, should probably come up with a different one of those, but right? Right? And what do we do? What do we do? What do they tell us? That you got to have it. It's a deal. It's a terrible thing. And at the end of every single commercial, what do they tell us?
How bad is it
How bad
for
is
you?
it for you?
It's going to kill you.
Yes.
You're going to bleed out of every orifice in your body. Your hair will fall out. Your fingernails are going to turn blue. It's horrible, guys. But yet that usually gets the biggest response of every meeting. You know why? Because we don't know what else to do. We don't know what else to do. That's where we're at. I always think 100 years from now, people look back and feel sorry for us. And they'll go like, I feel so sorry for those people. They just didn't know. What a terrible time to be alive. I think people would say that 100 years from now because of where we are right now. Guys, we're the only country in the world that allows advertisements for drugs. Nobody else in the world does that. It's illegal in every other country. We're the only one. If you added up every single country's healthcare system and their healthcare costs, we are more expensive than every other country on this globe combined. And we're number 71. It's time to wake up. And what Doc says is you got to be responsible for your own stuff. You know, it's not a healthcare system, it's a sick care system. And the best way to stay out of it, don't get sick. And the way you do that is you give your body the right stuff. An apple a day,
Keeps it off.
what if it's true? What if it really is that simple? And that's what really leads me to what we're talking about now, guys. It's 90 for life. You know, I love this business because of the business opportunity. Because it's a business opportunity. It's a home-based business. It's a way to make some extra money. And if you work hard and you want to make more, you can become financially free. I'm living proof of that. And so are a ton of other people. But what I've really started to learn in the last 3 or 4 or 5 years, as far as our health and why we are the way we are, people can't sleep. People are in pain. People have weird diseases. People have things that pop up. People, they have no energy during the day. People are drained all the time. You look at the energy drinks that kids have to choose from when they walk in a store. Most of them are banned in other countries because they have too much caffeine or sugar or other stuff in them. It literally stops your heart. I mean, you can smoke 4 packs of cigarettes, but my God, if you drink 2 of these energy drinks, you're going to die. But it's okay to put them in the cooler because they wouldn't sell us nothing that was going to hurt us, right? Guys, it's where we're at, and it's sad. And that's where we're just on this crazy campaign to really help people be aware that, you know, that's the stuff. You know, our foods nowadays don't have the same, you know, they don't have the same things in them. Our government told us that back in the 70s and 80s. The foods we grow now aren't the same as they were. They don't have the same minerals in them. So we have to supplement, which are supplements. That's why we do that. And not all supplements are equal. Some you take and they go right through you. You can still read the name on it. I know that's gross, but it's true. And that's kind of sad that that's usually what you pay for. People are like, well, your stuff's kind of expensive. It's like, well, it works. And that's probably why. If you don't want it to work, take stuff and it doesn't work. It's no different than anything out there. You got to use some common sense. And when you have a guy like Doc Wallach with 40 years of research in the Smithsonian Institute, cured 900 diseases in animals. The guy's fought the FDA 7 or 8 times and won. He's just kind of the guy when it comes to health and wellness and minerals and what your body needs. When you go to the grocery store and you buy a box of cereal or a can of something, most food has no energy in it at all. You get nothing out of it. It's just a bunch of filler. And a lot of it is bad for you that your body's trying to get rid of, which is why we end up with bad stuff in our bodies. And what he says, it's not necessarily the things you eat, it's what you're not putting in your body. And that's where 90 for life comes from. Guys, 90 for life is the 90 essential nutrients we all need. That's what Doc and his guys found out. And if you take it, if you have the 90 essential nutrients, you feel better. And if you don't, you don't. It's that simple. If you don't want to take it, don't take it. Feel bad. Your choice. But if you do take it and you feel better, here's what's crazy about this deal. And I know everybody here will agree. You've had people that you've sponsored, and within one day, 24-hour period, will tell you, I feel better than I've ever felt in my life. Just because of the BTT, Beyond Tangy Tangerine. We have 12, 13, 1,400 products. That's the #1 moving product. Has been since they released it. It has all the essential nutrients that you need in it. People take that, they feel better. And sometimes it blows me away that people stop taking it, and then they feel bad. It's like, is feeling bad such a habit you have to stay there?
Right.
I mean, come on. Guys, that's the healthcare system we're a part of. 90 for Life, guys, is our product message. We have a lot of health and wellness products for anything you can possibly imagine. Don't care what it is. But mostly it's for just getting that energy back, getting yourself back, you know, being who you're supposed to be, not feeling so down and out and lethargic and just complaining and it hurts and oh my God. What if you really just put the right stuff in your body? And your body wants to repair itself. Everybody says that. Every medical person will tell you that. Just most people don't know what to give you to repair it. They give you some synthetic drug that makes you need another drug. Oh, wow, you had the arm shaky syndrome. I see your eyelashes fell out. I got some cream for you. Yeah, I got some eyelash cream. Yeah, well, I used the cream and I'm blind. Ah, we got some stuff that'll reverse that. We need one more drug. Pharmaceutical companies are the biggest billion-dollar companies and corporations in the world. In the world. They created a pain product called Vioxx. Killed 60,000 to 80,000 people. More people than the Vietnam War did. And you know what? They still sell it today. It's just they made them put a little black box warning on it that says it might kill you. Guys, come on. We have to be responsible for our health. It's time to wake up. And that's what Doc Wallach, that is his message. That's the army he wants to create. And guys, you know what? Health and nutrition, I know this is, for me, it's 50% about the business and 50% about how to make money in this deal, because I love the money. I was broke when I got in, and I'm not broke anymore. I like that part. But I feel good, too. I feel amazing. So why can't you have both? We have a lot of health and wellness products. You can get with the person, about, whatever products you want. But we also have things that you're using every single day. I mean, there's an entire makeup line that, I haven't used it yet. I'm working myself up.
You need a little sexy.
I know, I need a little something. I need some of that vitamin C peel stuff. Is that what it is?
Enzyme peel.
Enzyme. See, yeah, peel something. I know.
Beyond organic.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
We have a tremendous amount of products. The mineral makeup line, the energy drinks that we have, the coffee. We have coffee that we brewed tonight. I mean, the company has an entire line of coffee. What else? Household cleaners. There's
Jewelry,
gift items.
clothes,
An entire jewelry line. We have designer clothing through the Marissa Kenson line.
digital photos.
Heritage makers. We have an entire scrapbooking company. I don't care what you do. If I walk through your house, you're already doing this business. You're just not getting paid for it. And that's really our message. I've heard Barb say it a jillion times. You switch where you shop and you get paid. That's what it's about. But sometimes that's too good to be true. Everybody do it. That's why we have to have messages like this to shock people. Wallach's story, the 90 for Life message, those things that's why it makes it so real. That's why it makes it so different. So the 90 for Life message, we talk a lot about the BTT and the products and what they do. But for me, if you're brand new looking at this for the first time, like I was 25 years old. I didn't need no red juice to make me feel better. I was already a stud. I was 25 years old, right? I was trying to ride bulls professionally. I had mental problems, but I felt good, right? I didn't need vitamins. But what my buddy told me is, he was like, well, they have cleaning stuff and food items. We have an entire organic food line. Guys, we have everything that you need and the products are so good, but you don't know that unless you use them. And that's what I love about the last part of this that I want to show you. I told you at the beginning of the meeting, there has to be some kind of trigger. There's a lot of people getting these deals, and they don't work. People get in them, they become a statistic, they never even try. It's amazing how many people will join a program for $10 and never try a single product. And a year later, somebody will say, hey, have you heard of that 90 for Life thing? You're like, yeah, I've been in that the last year. Didn't work. Like, oh, really? Have you used any products? Nope, got in for $10. I really haven't. I got a couple emails once, I think, but I really never did anything else. Guys, that's network marketing for a lot of people. That's a lot of people's story because they don't get started right. They don't know what they have in their hands. And this last thing that I want to show you guys is really my saving grace. It's why I'm here. It's why it worked for me. This is you. Every network marketing company basically is the same. Somebody sponsors you into the business. And you can join this business, I hate to say it, for a $10 bill if you want to. And that allows you to purchase the products at a discount. But you're not going to be able to plug into the majority of all the bonuses. It really doesn't do anything for you as far as the business side. But if you just want to try the products or become a customer, perfectly cool. The way I was shown how this worked, it's not just why it worked for us, but for the people who plugged in, it really worked for everybody. And this is the biggest part I want you guys to get. I don't want people to be statistics. If you get in and try the products and you feel better, awesome. That's fantastic. If that's all you want, super. But most people that look at these opportunities do want to know how to make money. Even the person sitting there going, yeah, it's one of them pyramid deals. My aunt's brother's aunt's sister, her hair fell out once and she drank an orange liquid or something thing. You know, even those people are sitting there going, yeah, but I wonder how the money works. It's just this mentality that we're in, guys, that it's too good. If it's too good to be true, it can't be for me, and everybody'd already be doing it. And it's not, if it was that good. We got to get out of that. It's like our healthcare system. You have to take responsibility. And if you're not making the money you want to make, why not be open to to a way that you can? I had a guy tell me once. He said it's kind of like a franchise. You know, when you buy into a franchise, you're buying into a proven business model. I mean, you still have a job, but you know it's going to work. People are going to come through your door. People drop 50 to 100, 200 grand on franchises. And when you look at this, guys, you're plugging into a multi-million, $100 million plus company. All of their products, all of their marketing, all of their research, all of their science. You get your own website, your own marketing site, your own marketing tools. You get it all for becoming a part of the company. And that's amazing when people really look at it. So this is you, and you can get in for whatever you want. What I want to show you guys is how I joined, and the only way I let people join when I sponsor them in the business. If people came to me and said, well, I don't have the money, I'd say, when can you get it? Because it's that important to me. If you join this, I want you to make money. I don't want you to be a statistic. Guys, you could replace your income in the next 90 days. I'll just say it. I was told that in November of 1990, or February of 1996, when I finally got drugged to the meeting. The guy that was there became a mentor of mine. He said, literally, in the next 90 days, from the day you make the decision and actually build this business, you can become financially free. And guys, in 90 days, Barb and I, we were making over $4,000 a month. You know what? It hasn't gone down and it hasn't changed in 20 years because of this, in my opinion. Because people get started right. People want to make extra money. They do want to feel better. Unfortunately, sometimes you need a kick in the pants to be reminded of that, right? And yes, there's a train going through the middle of Russell right now. It's not your phone, it's a train. So, $4.99 to join. When you join at $4.99, it's called a CEO pack. When I got in this 20 years ago, Barb, what did it cost us?
It cost us $1,035.
And how happy were you?
I was not. I almost said a bad word just now.
Yeah, Barb wasn't a happy camper. I got into business. My buddy said, we got to get in. We're going to make money. I said, fine. How much is it? He said, $1,035. I went, ooh, fun. So borrowed a credit card, got in the business. What do you think my first goal was when I got in this thing?
Get your money back.
All I wanted to do is get my money back. And guys, I honestly look back and think if that wouldn't have happened, I'd have never done this business. Because Barb was already upset. She was a hairstylist. She had her own salon. She said, yeah, basically, I'm kind of an underpaid psychologist because when people sit down in their chair and I touch their hair, they pour their problems out to me, and I feel sorry for them, so I buy all their kits.
Yeah.
She said, I just get in everything. And then when you looked in our closet, there's like 20 kits of every company you can imagine. Never did anything with any of them. One you did. The first one she ever joined, sponsored 52 people. And her biggest bonus check was $64 in 2 years. And that's a lot of people's experience. Guys, I want to smash that philosophy. I want to get rid of that because I don't want you to miss this. The person joins at $4.99, the first thing you want to do is make your money back. When you bring other people into the business, you make a commission off of the sale of the products. That's network marketing. You make a commission when products move. It's the only way anybody makes any money. And that's what's so nice about having 1,000, 11, 1,200 different products in every area and facet of your life you can imagine. and they're good. But you don't know that unless you use them. So the other side to this is when people join at $4.99, you get over $500, almost $600 in products. And right now they got a campaign going this month. If you get in at $4.99, they'll give you an extra $100 credit. You can buy any of the products you want. Kind of a little fun campaign they're doing right now. But if I sponsored 4 people, I'd make my money back. True? And that's really my goal. But I'm new. I just got in, and I'm not sure how the products work. So guess what the company does? They send me the top moving, best-selling products that they have that they know if I use them, I'll feel better. That's what their real goal is. Not to just send you some stuff. But they want this to be an emotional response for you. And when you take the BTT and you wake up the next day and you feel better and you have more energy and you eat lunch and you don't feel like you need a nap and you just like feel amazing and you have a clearer mind, you're like, man, this stuff's good. You're like, oh wow, the products must work. And that's the company's goal. Guys, without this, you don't get that. And that's what most people do in network marketing. They get in programs that don't have that trigger. And a lot of meetings like this you go to, the only thing they talk about for 2 hours is they have an entire wall set up of products. And they have to sell you on why they're so good. Use them. If you like them and they make you feel better, keep using them. If they don't use them anymore. Guys, that's how it should be. Common sense, man. So what do you think? Let's say that I sponsored Bill, Sue, Mary, and Joe. What's their goal?
Get their money back.
Get their money back. Guys, that's the magic of this program. Because in this industry, it's kind of backwards. We learn about the products after we join. And that's why this is so important. It's a home-based business. So yeah, making money is important. But at the same time, you're locking people into the product line. What if Bill, Sue, and Mary each sponsored a few people? What's their goal? Get their money back. Maybe they sponsor a few. Who sponsor a few? Guys, all of a sudden, people join at $4.99, the CEO pack. They get the products. But obviously, one of the goals is, how does this work? I'd like to make my money back. Well, let's talk to 2 or 3 or 4 other people. See if there's a few others that want to make some extra money or feel better. Doing stuff they're already doing. It's not difficult. And getting yourself out of the way is the hardest part of this business. Here's the other thing. What do you think all of these people, the only way you make money in this business is when products move. And if you only had to bring other people into the program, you could never stop working. So if you sponsored a few people who did the same, what a lot of companies will do is they'll say, well, if you move $1,000 worth of products this month, we'll move you up to the galactic level. And if you move $4,000 this month, super galactic. And you know what? If you hit 10,000 this month in personal volume, you'll be at the Yoda level, or whatever level it is, right? And you know what happens? One guy in the company can actually do that. Nobody can do it. So what Longevity says is this: why don't we make it easy for everybody that joins to max out every bonus the company has from day one? Why don't we just make it simple? When you join at $4.99, you've just opened up every bonus that the company has, period. You never have to do another thing. And the other one is you find $100 to $200 worth of the products out of the 1,000+ products we have that you know you can use every month. And that's all you have to do. That is your qualifying volume. Not 10,000, not 5,000 to hit super galactica level. It's $100 to $200 a month and stuff you're already using. And they do that because we all can do that. That part of the business is, it should feel like something you're already doing. Like Barb said, if you truly did have to just switch where you shop and you got paid for it, that's a cool thing. And when the testimonies start rolling in of people's lives that change, it's over. But it's just getting that part started. And guys, that to me is what the CEO pack does. Without that, you got nothing. Without that, a person joins and they're trying to beg them to try products. You know what I mean? This to me is the trigger of why this works. It's why it worked for me. It's why I'm still in network marketing. Okay, I see nobody is excited at all. It's tough crowds in Kansas, I'll tell you.
We're excited to hear the people cheering on you.
Yeah. Well, I'm 6.5 feet tall in Florida, so I'm sure I'm looking down at everybody in Florida. Okay, so this is what happened for Barb and myself. I'll make this bigger. So my very first month I joined the business, Barb wasn't super excited. And I got a set of cassette tapes. They're actually called How to Get Started Fast. They called me 8 Steps to Financial Freedom. And it was a guy in my upline, a mentor of mine, had made him and said, this is the business, you need to listen to him. And he got him from a mentor of his. And in a company that still today has broken every record that ever has been. And every leader in that company says it's the system that worked. We were lucky. We got plugged into that system. Barb and I jumped in a truck. We drove to Iowa to pick up some furniture, and we listened to those tapes. And my wife went from, they don't work, don't talk to anybody in my salon, please. I mean, don't bug my customers, and leave our family out of it. We kind of ran away together, and it was kind of, everything was kind of calming down a little bit. Don't bug my family. Like, okay, and don't talk to any of our friends, okay? And I know we have a lot of pets, but leave the pets out of it too. So that was her attitude. And when we listened to the cassette tapes, her attitude was she invited 47 people to our first meeting. It switched that fast. Guys, that's the kind of system that we have. So with that said, I got in the business. I sponsored 3 people. What do they want to do? Why? $4.99. It's a lot of money. How's it work, right? So that's what they did. Guys, I was in this business for almost a year. And I was doing meetings just like this, and people come up to me at the meeting and go, hey, man, did you hear about the BTT product stuff? I'm like, what are you even talking about? It's like, I didn't even know half the products we had. I got in this because I was just like a great business, and Bert and I were just excited. And they're like, oh, yeah, my mom had diabetes, and she don't have it anymore. And my they had challenge with arthritis and pain. I had kids with ADHD, and I had everything you could imagine. People at meetings were saying, yeah, I don't have it anymore. And I'm like going, we have products like that? And it took, I was slow. I was really slow in this business. But that's the kind of products we have. And it's such a simple concept. But you know what? You don't know that unless you join at CEO level. So I don't even let people get in unless they get into CEO level. Because number one are the products you get and what they'll do to you. But number two, because of the decision you make business-wise. Okay, how's it work? It makes you go, how's it work? You know, a lot of people are network marketing companies, and if you ask them how their company works, they can't tell you. They don't know. I mean, how long's your boss going to keep you? If you show up to work and like after 2 or 3 months, you're like, you still can't do anything. It's like, I know. I mean, they're not going to keep you around. It's amazing how many people get in this deal and do nothing, and they're like, oh, it didn't work for me. No kidding, it didn't work. It's called a home-based business for a reason. It's yours. I mean, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. You have so many people around you willing to help you. So we sponsored 3 people our first month. What did they want to do? And they did. They sponsored a few, who sponsored a few. We sponsored a few more. And we actually have the opportunity in this business. You can actually place people under people. So if you're hearing about this and you're one of the first people in your area with a leader in your area, get in. Just get in. Because what happened is people started sponsoring people. We sponsored 3 people our first month, 5 our next month, and 3 our next month. We didn't get in and not do something. We got in and worked the business. We were excited. We sponsored 3 people. They turned into it was like 11 or 12 people. We didn't have a whole lot of people in our group. At the end of 3 months, we sponsored, was that 11? We had 402 people in our downline in 3 months. That was my first experience in network marketing. Didn't know what I was in, didn't know how it worked. I knew there were circles and little lines that went between them. And I knew we had some really good products that I heard people talking about, but I didn't know how they worked. I've been in this 20 years, I still don't. I take them, and I love them, but that doesn't mean I have to know how they work. Because I know Doc Wallach and his message and his science and his research and those stories. That's what's cool about 90 for Life. You don't have to worry about that stuff. I'm a part of a publicly held multi-million-dollar company that lets me in their back door and build my business. That's what you have with longevity. You're not in business by yourself. I mean, everything that you have, it works. We had 400 and some people in our group in 90 days. What were they doing every single month? Every single person moved 100 to 200 bucks a month because that's how you got bonus qualified. And you know what it did in the beginning? People that joined that didn't know what the products were, it made them find some products they knew they could use. Because in network marketing, that doesn't happen a lot of times. How many times do people get in a company, they try a product or two, and they get another box of the same stuff, and they've never used it before? They said, oh, I didn't use the first box, and they just sent me another one. Right? How many times do you hear that? Yeah, exactly. And that's how a lot of people look at network marketing. It's like, that's not what this is about. We have over 1,000 products. We have so many things that you can use if you just will. So all of these people were moving products every month. And guys, that's the residual part. You know, if you never sponsored another person at that point and you had a couple hundred people in your group using products every month, you get paid every month. This company doesn't make you sponsor new people every month. Hit these ridiculous qualifications. I don't care who you are, it'll work for you. I don't care what you've been in before, it'll work for you. And if you have scars or you think you know how network marketing works, this company will help you like it did me. It'll educate you on, oh, that's how it works. My wife went from don't talk to anybody, or you might even want to sleep on the couch, to she invited 47 people to our first meeting. We've been doing this together for 20 years. And it was two things. One, the CEO pack, because everybody would get started right. And number two, 100 to $200 a month. People just switch where they shop. Guys, that's the whole business. And we got involved in a program where the timing was ridiculous. We joined a company that was just rocketing. My upline put over 200,000 people in his group in a matter of 14 months. We were one of those people. Guys, that's what's getting ready to happen in longevity. Hasn't happened yet. We've gone from 16 million to 120 million, and still nobody's heard about it. As we will be the next giant in this industry. And I've been doing this a long time. And I've talked to a lot of people in this industry who've been around the industry a long time. And they're all jumping on board. My wife's favorite phrase, everybody's getting in. They really are. Guys, the hardest part of this business is taking time to look at it and understand it. Because it's the easiest thing in the world to say, it won't work, it's not for me, blah, 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 blah. And it will work if you just take a look at it. It's stuff that you're already doing. Worst case scenario, you get in this deal and you get your kit and there's a, I don't know, it's upside down when you get it. And the UPS guy, you think he opened the box and tried some of your products because one of the lids was open or something. And it got part of your front porch red because the tangy tangerine's a red powder. And you're mad at the company. And you know, worst case scenario, send your stuff back, they'll give you a full refund. 30-day money back refund. Go dump all the stuff in your front yard and feed your plants. Send it all back empty, they'll give you a refund. Because people don't do that. But that's a worst case scenario. Best case scenario, get in and ride this wave right now. Plug in with the if you're tuned into this right now, then somebody that got you in is very plugged into this business. And sponsor a few people. Get plugged in. Plug into what's going on. Plug into the training. Guys, there's a whole system to teach you how to do the business. But sponsor 3 or 4 or 5 people. Get your money back, and here's the ticket. Help them do the same thing. Do you realize if you just sponsored 4 people who did the same, 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 that's the progression. That's why people get so excited about network marketing. It never happens like that. Some people get more, some people get less, some people do nothing, some people quit, some people do a whole lot. It's no different than anything. But if you sponsored, if you sponsored a few and your whole goal was to help them get their money back, guys, the rest of the business takes care of itself. The CEO pack engages everybody into the product line. Getting around the other people, plugging into meetings like this, Ustreams, live meetings. You'll hear the testimonies and meet the people about the product line. That stuff comes. Best case scenario, you put in 12, 15, 20 people. A year from now, you got 800 people in your group. You're making 10 grand a month, part-time. It's happening right now. I got a buddy up in Wisconsin, Noah and Anna Sigmund. They've been in since December, 25-year-old kids. 2 weeks ago, they got their check and they said, yeah, our weekly check was over 5 grand. Just the coding bonus alone was over 5 grand, just for the week. Guys, it's happening. The hardest part is getting yourself out of the way sometimes because of what we've been taught. We don't know nothing other than how to work, 40 hours a week. And when something like this does come along, it's weird. And sometimes even for us to show it to other people, we go, I don't know. Do you think they really want to look at it? It's like, well, yeah, everybody wants to make more money. Everybody wants more, have better, help other people, feel better. Come on, that's just life. You can't say no to that. You can say no to the business, but you can't say no to those things. Just to close up, say realistically, you sponsor 3 people. What's their goal?
Get the money back.
Say they sponsor 3 people. And all of a sudden, you've made your money back. They've made their money back. Guys, just for you guys that are tuning in, I want to show you one other thing. If you sponsored 3 who each sponsored 3, you would be what's called a senior executive marketing director. For every person you sponsor after that, a new group you start. And here's the key of how to get rich in this program. Sponsor a few people and help them do the same thing. You never have to do anything else. The company takes care of the products, the paychecks, the orders, the shipping, your website. They take care of everything. All you have to do is show this and help the people do the same thing. And to reward you, the company has a thing called a coding bonus. Let's say you sponsor a new person named Lanny. What's Lanny's goal when she joins?
Get my money back.
Let's say Lanny sponsors a couple people. What's their goal?
Get the money back.
Sponsor a few, sponsor a few, sponsor a few. All of a sudden, let's say in 1 month, Lanny had 18 new people join her group. You, as the upline SEMD, starting new groups, you can add a $100 bill to every one of those people, not just the one you sponsored, Lanny. But to get Lanny started, they know that you are the one that's probably going to go help these people get started. If this was you and you sponsored Lanny, and you were already SCMD, you just made an extra $1,800 that week. Those are weekly bonuses. What if you sponsored 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people, and they each just had 10 or 12 or 15 people join the business? Nothing crazy. What if you had 100 or 200 people join in a month in new groups, times $100? That's just 10 to 20,000 a month in coding bonus for the week. And sometimes that's why people go, it's too much money. People can't make that much money. It's like, no, you just never made it. I used to think that. And the first time I started to get paid like that, I was like, okay, yeah, it'll work. I'll take it. Sometimes I didn't even know how I was getting paid. But guys, the coding bonus is amazing. Anybody can go out and sponsor a few people. 3 people who get 3, and you're at one of the top 10 levels in the company. Guys, the company wants you to be successful. They don't want to make a bunch of loops and hoops for you to jump through. They want us all to feel good. And at the end of every one of Doc Wallach's meetings, the only thing he says is, listen, I want to create an army to spread this information of health. And he said, and I want to pay you an obscene amount of money to do it. That's Doc's message. Guys, timing right now, you're not going to have better timing in this company. It had record-breaking month after record-breaking month after record-breaking month. Last month was the biggest month the company's ever had in their 18-year history. You're a part of that. And there, guys, we're publicly held. The books are open. You can see that. It's really growing. And you guys have a chance to be a part of that. Just like I did, when I first got in the business. Didn't know what it was, wasn't sure how it worked. But you know what? I was tired of being broke. I was tired of wondering if my credit card would work when I swiped it. I was tired of wearing, fake mustache and glasses and stuff when I ran my card, so when people would know it was me. I was tired of that feeling. I was tired of not having money. I had kids. My kids just enrolled in college today. Almost 21, 20, and 16 years old. I have a senior in high school and 2 in college. Guys, I got in this business when they were like 1. I've been doing this their whole lives. It's allowed me to have time freedom to do those kind of things. And it will for you too. And I'll tell you, just like my mentor told me, your success is really 90 days away from plugging in. Not when you join, but when you make the decision to go, all right, I'm tired of all this stuff. I want to get it done. Show me how it works. And guys, we have a whole system that does that too. So timing you can't beat. My choice for you guys would be to get in. Get with the person that's tuned you in and make a decision and get in. There's tons of meetings going on. There's so much information on their website. You get your own website the minute you join that you can use to promote products or whatever to people. But I really encourage you, when you join, plug in. We have a call every single morning. It's called the Play of the Day call. There's so many leaders that have different calls and different things that they're doing. There's live meetings, live trainings. I'm going to Denver on the 16th to do a boot camp, which is going to be a lot of fun. If you want to get started right, know how to show the plan and actually get this thing going, that's what we're going to do when we're out there. Going to Florida next week. There's tons of meetings all over the country. You just got to get plugged in. I don't know what else. That's the best. Gosh, I just don't know what else to say. But no, you guys, just get back with the person, that's tuned you in and get your business going. I wish I could stand up here and talk for, I don't know. I wish I knew the words to say of what somebody did for me 20 years ago, because I wasn't the guy going to get in network marketing, and I definitely was not the guy on the poster that was going to be successful. That's for sure. I wouldn't have been me. But I was really lucky. I had a system to plug into, and you guys too. There's a set of audios we have. It's called How to Get Started Fast. You can plug right into them and get them. You know exactly what to do. So if you're excited and if you have questions, fantastic. But I'm telling you, 90 days from now, you plug into this momentum, you could make more money in the next 90 days than you really ever have. I was told that, and that worked for me. So with that said, I hope you guys make it an amazing night. This was recorded, guys, and it'll take a little bit to render and stuff. And then we'll pop it out, and there'll be a YouTube link. And you guys can share the YouTube link if you want, and use this presentation if you want to. Next week, Wednesday, I'll actually be in Venice, Florida on Wednesday night, and Sarasota, Florida on Thursday night. And they're both hotel meetings, so we will be coming to you live from Florida next week, Wednesday and Thursday, same meetings. I'll try to take all my stuff so it looks the same. Maybe not. But that's what we'll be doing next week. So if you're using this and you want to tune in, fantastic. You guys make it a great night. And for everybody in the business, I better hear you on the play of the day call in the morning. Talk to you later.